Hey everyone, Steven here once again. Today I want to talk about Chase Briscoe going to JGR finally after Christopher Bell blabbed about it this past weekend. The manufacturer for Gene Haas's new NASCAR team, or rather the team he had prior to Tony Stewart's involvement. If we'll get technical, but still you get the idea. My thoughts on New Hampshire. So first things first, let's talk about Gene Haas right quick. As you know, Haas is staying in NASCAR for next year. Although we don't know his driver lineup for next year, even though it's rumored that Cole Custer is going to drive for the Cup car since his father's going to run the Cup team. We do know that Ford will stay with Haas for next year in both Cup and the Xfinity Series. Especially for the Xfinity Series, it's a good fit. Because let's face it, they don't have much cars in that series. I think the only other team they have is that team that Ellie Deegan races for. And that's not really much in that series, to be honest. As for the Cup Series, we still don't know who they're going to be aligned with, if anyone at all. Because they still got either Penske or Roush to align with at this point. And bear in mind, even if they do choose to align with either one, they're probably going to be number 3 in terms of priorities with those teams, in terms of the alliance goes. But hopefully, wherever Haas decides to go in terms of the alliance, I wish him and whoever does drive for the Cup Series and the Xfinity teams nothing but the best going forward. Now here's my thoughts on New Hampshire this past weekend. Sorry about that, folks. I thought overall that the race wasn't bad, especially given the unknown with the weather and the wet tires, and NASCAR did the best they could. Considering this was the first time that a track a mile or longer had to deal with this situation. What I'd like to do for them going forward is have the option to tell the teams that, with the exception of the first pit stop after going back to green, or rather before going to green, if you want to go slicks afterwards, you can. If you want to change wet tires, you can. But don't tell the teams you're staying with this type of wet tires until we say you can change your tire. But I understand why NASCAR went in that direction earlier, because like I said, first time they tried this, so I can't blame them for being cautious in that regard. So now let's talk about the big story of the day. Obviously, it has been confirmed that Chase Briscoe will drive for Joe Gibbs Racing next year, after Christopher Bell accidentally, more or less, hinted this past weekend that Chase is going to drive for that team. I almost said Chris there. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, we also know that the current crew chief and sponsor will stick around next year as well. And personally, get this stupid. I apologize for it, folks. But I'm sure I was getting a little sore there, so I had to switch shoulders. But anyway, like I was about to say, overall, I think this is a great move for Briscoe. Hopefully next year, he'll win a couple races, and by the end of the decade, be a championship contender going forward. Because I think he has potential. Maybe not be a multiple series champion or anything, but he could win at least one championship, either by the end of the decade or in the 2030s. So, with all that said, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, if you want to discuss with me what I just talked about in this video, and subscribe for more channel. And subscribe to this channel with more content like this. Yeah, I'm trying to be a NASCAR type channel as well, because I am a fan of the sport. But instead of repeating what everyone has been saying, I'm trying to throw my own 2 cents in, as it were. Where you're going to get just the basic information and my thoughts on it, and just leave it at that. Hopefully you like this format. If not, well, I'm going to take it out and find something that does work on this channel. Anyway, I'll be back Thursday with a preview for Nashville, which will include the Cup races on NBC and the Xfinity race on USA. Which, as a reminder regarding the Xfinity series, your exclusive home for that series until Bristol, minus Chicago, is USA. When we get to Chicago afterwards, which is the weekend after Nashville, both, by the way, will be on NBC. I want to get that out of the way, just in case people are wondering what's going on with the schedule for the Xfinity series, TV-wise. But anyway, that's all for now, and I'll see all of you on Thursday. Bye. First and foremost, folks, I want to apologize in advance for the background noises you may hear during this video. I'm recording outside once again. But nonetheless, Steven here once again. And today I'm going to talk about the follow-up on what happened to Eric Almirola, the possible changes to the playoffs next year, a new competition director at RCR, and my preview of Nashville. So first things first, Andy Petree has retired as competition director for Road Choice Racing, with Keith Rothen taking over as interim competition director in the meantime. Now, Rothen has won a Breakout 400 back in 2017 with Casey Kane, and obviously has had quite a decent career as a crew chief besides that. Prior to that, he was crew chief to Austin Hill's part-time run in the 33 car. We also found that, according to the Athletic, what happened to Eric Almirola, because apparently he got into an altercation with Bubba Wallace prior to the Charlotte race weekend. According to the Athletic, while we don't know what caused the altercation, Almirola was the one who threw the first punch against Bubba Wallace, and therefore got suspended because of that. He is expected to return for the Indianapolis race weekend. Also, there is the possibility, this is also from the Athletics, Jordan Bianchi, by the way, the possibility of Gateway and New Hampshire heading into the playoffs, along with Darlington, obviously Miami going into March. Atlanta, we know it's going to be racing in June next year for his first race back, for his second race of the season, and first TNT race. And also Watkins Glen will be out as well. Now, I want to get my thoughts right quick on all three topics, first and foremost, before I give you my thoughts for Nashville. Regarding Petree's retirement, he didn't get a good second chance at Childress, but at least they made the playoffs when he was a competition director and did win races, so there's that. And as for Rothen, well, I hope he takes what he learns as a crew chief and figure out a way to turn Childress around, because, let's face it, that team needs all the help it can get at this point. And as for the Almirola situation, all I can say about that is this. Whatever happened between the two, I hope they find a way to bury it and move on. Because there's no sense of holding a grudge, regardless of what happened. That being said, if it happens again between the two, well, I wouldn't be surprised if Almirola will be out at Gibbs if something like this happens again. As for the playoffs situation, well, it's like this. This could be a good move for Homestead if it means that they'll get the championship race next in 2026. If it doesn't, then, well, this might be the end for Homestead Miami Speedway. Because, let's face it, everyone wants that track to be in the playoffs or be in the final race of the season, myself included. But I get why they they want to move it out of the playoffs for 25. And I hope for their sake it works. So now with all those three tips out of the way, let's talk about Nashville. Because based on the track history and whatnot, it does seem to favor Chevrolet more than Ford or Toyota, particularly Hendrick. So don't be surprised if Kyle Larson or Chase Elliott, the only two Hendrick drivers to have won this year, and the only two to win in Nashville, will be among the favorites in that regard. For Ford, you can't go wrong with Penske or Brad Keselowski as being the favorites in the Ford camp. If I had to choose a favorite directly from Ford, I'm going to put the slight edge in Logano since he does have the most experience outside of Brad in that regard. As for Toyota, well, Bell's arguably Christopher Bell is arguably the best Toyota driver thus far, in terms of Nashville anyway. All four of his finishes are in the top 10. So I would say him plus Truex and Hamlin be the top favorites in Toyota's camp, along with Reddick. Now, I'm not saying those are the top 10 officially, mind you, but I would say those would be the 10 drivers I would look at for a potential win in Nashville. And on that note, that's going to wrap things up for today. I know it's a short video, and I'm sorry about that, folks, but I got something. Well, it's just that I'm trying to be quick and to the point with these these news stories and whatnot. And I hope you like it. If for more in-depth analysis, then I'll try to do that in the future. But for now, I know how some people are, and I just want to get things quick and to the point and whatnot. Going forward, I hope I can express more of an opinion on these topics and everything else going in upcoming videos. But for now, I'll see all of you later. Bye.